Anuj is flaunting the.
Absolutely. It's really
you
amazing.
You can flaunt that.
Sure.
More stylish to do. But anyway, so what I wanted to say was, Anuj, it's been a fantastic journey for both Motorola as well as MediaTek, right? Seeing triple-digit growth. I know we did too. So why don't we talk a little bit about MediaTek's journey so far, how you're seeing the Indian market right now, and a bit about our partnership.
Absolutely. Firstly, thank you so much, Shivam and Motorola team to have me here for this event. And hello to friends here. I can see so many familiar faces. Ritesh is here, Kumail is here, right? And so many other friends here, right? It's really good to catch up with them every time, right? Well, just to let some of the friends know, at MediaTek we power more than 2 billion devices, which is across smartphones and the ecosystem. I'm sure we heard from Motorola friends that there are a lot of devices which you guys are using, right? But I'm sure at MediaTek, the kind of devices we power, be it your smartphones, Motorola today, talking about your tablets, talking about your automotive, router at your home, Chromebooks, and so on and so forth, a lot of devices that we power. Well, talking about a great collab with Motorola, and specifically talking about the growth factor, right? Last year at MediaTek, we were having around more than 50% market share in India. And that's how the growth is pretty much in sync with Motorola as well.
Yeah.
And it's not for the first time that we are catching up at this great afternoon with that of Motorola 60 Pro.
Absolutely.
And I would say probably last month itself, right? There were a couple of launches forward at MediaTek, right? It was Motorola
and we were
Edge.
the first to launch the 7400.
That's right, in the Fusion, right? An amazing device itself, right? Not only that, but I believe your pad also, the Moto 60 Pro, right?
Absolutely.
And not only that, I would say it goes on, the collab has been with that of smart TVs as well. So I think the ecosystem is becoming larger and larger.
Absolutely. And thank you for that partnership, Anuj. I think definitely we are today, I mean, for those who don't know, we spoke a bit about the ecosystem. So today we have the PCs, we have the tablets, we have televisions. And with MediaTek, our partnership extends beyond the smartphones as well. So of course, you're seeing us have deep partnership with the smartphone perspective. Our Edge 60 Fusion, which has been a raging hit, touch wood, and thanks to all of you. But we've been the first with 7400 to the market, and it's done really well for us. But also, like you mentioned, the pad, the TVs, all of that powered by MediaTek. So it's very strong partnership. And in fact, we're taking it a step further with the 60 Pro this time because we come with the 8350 Extreme version.
Absolutely.
So I know I spoke briefly about it, but I think you're the best man to talk about it.
Oh, absolutely. And I believe 8350 has been established chipset, but with that of an Extreme, you have talked about so many interesting features, right? The Antutu score benchmark in itself talks about the kind of performance, which has been optimized together with MediaTek, right? In the sense, right, overall, if we only talk about 8350, the scores have been around 1.1 to 1.4 million. But I think with Edge 60 Pro, we already achieved 1.5 million, right? And of course, thanks to a lot of the technology, right? With that of your 8 vapor chamber technology as well.
Absolutely.
And also, this is backed by 4 nanometer technology, this chipset, right? It makes a phone a real cooler phone, for our audience, right? And I believe not only that, but some of the other aspects also, which we have worked together with Motorola, to bring the best, right? It's about the overall experience. I think you talked a lot about the AI, right?
Yes.
I'm sure you showed a lot of pictures actually, on food, and we are probably running at the food as well, right? I'm sure friends are hungry here as well, right? But nevertheless, I would like to check with my friends here. Maybe Kumail, what was your favorite AI feature? I mean, there were like so many of them, right? Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great.
So
let's hear, please.
Yeah.
So
is it on the mic? Otherwise, we can hear you.
So I want to know how much of the AI, Moto AI, is on device powered by MediaTek, and how much of it goes to the cloud, because there are obviously 3 different AI that Moto AI accesses, and how much the control is with the user.
But let me just add that here, right? Because certainly on-device features, what we see is also a part of the chipset, right? Which is NPU 780, which is being backed up for these AI applications. And interestingly, some of the interesting applications which I have also fallen in love, right, the notes, right, what you were taking, right, is also on device itself, right. And there are a few more, remember this, right, is also part of on device. I'm sure there's an extreme list, right.
On device. So tons of things are on device, but of course there's a fusion, there's always a mix. You can't do everything on device, but the capability to do it on device and to do it really well across features is something that we have. To be able to give you a percentage split, I think that will not be possible at the moment. But what I'm telling you is one of the best on-device AI capabilities on a device currently in the Indian market.
To remember this feature is actually really
nice. Thanks. You like the wine more than the feature, I guess.
I have another question regarding the chipset itself. Can it do ray tracing? What are the gaming performance like?
Yeah, so I have a very valid question because I certainly see the kind of growth which we see in India on the gaming as well. So 8350 chipset supports, I'm not so much of a gaming lover though, but I know my friends and colleagues, they are into a lot of gaming. So this chipset has been tested very well, and when you talk about some of the interesting games like BGMI from BGMIs and all stuff, right? It supports a great FPS kind of performance which you get. Not only that, but when we talk about something high-end games like Genshin and all, right? So with that off, the performance is just going up itself, right? Because this also supports, I think, 120 hertz display, right?
Yeah, it's a 120 hertz display.
That's right.
300 hertz of touch sampling rate.
Yes.
And also, what we're doing, guys, is as part of our optimization of the 8350 chipset, which is why we call it the extreme version. We have certain additional enhancements that you will see with OTA, where I believe we will be releasing in the next couple of weeks some further enhancements with our cohesive work with MediaTek, where you will see even higher, FPS on most of the popular games, right? Which I think 120 hertz, 120 FPS on BGMI is something you will see with an update which will roll out in a couple of months, but a couple of weeks, sorry, not months. And that's part of the optimization that we're doing together.
And not only that, this phone would also support UFS 4.0, so which essentially means overall opening time of the apps and overall gaming time would also be very, very smooth. So that's also an added advantage for gamers out here, right? And when it also comes to an overall gaming experience, it's just not about a gaming, right? It's about the sustained gaming experience, right? I'm sure all the gamers, they love that. So this chipset also has proven that in the past as well. So you overall get a sustained gaming experience with 8350 Extreme. Yeah.
I have just one last question. You spoke of the AI being able to recognize skin tones.
Yeah.
And the thing with skin tones is they change drastically over lighting conditions, right?
Yeah.
So when the AI recognizes skin tone and when you use that particular data set to tell the AI to tune your image to that skin tone, does the AI work all over the image, or does it work only on the skin tone when you tell it to apply and leaves the background as is?
Yeah, no, so I think, like I said, it takes the whole image into account, but it does categorize basis the kind of images, right? So if you saw the UI, it has categories like food, portrait, landscape.
Yeah.
Now, of course, in landscape and food, you'll see less optimization for skin tone. But the moment you go to portrait, it will have far more optimization for face and skin tones, right? So the AI is obviously taking your preferences, basis what you like across those kind of pictures, and then working on the entire imagery. The algorithms are different for different types of pictures, which is why we are saying you might like one kind of picture for portrait, but you might like a very different kind of output for food or for landscape. So it recognizes that and it optimizes for that across. Thank you. So yeah.
So anyone else with any other exciting feature? Because there are so many features, right?
We want this to be interactive.
So many interesting features are there, right? So anyone else? Any other feature?
Any feature? Which he mentioned he loves. Remember this. Can we have maybe some more? Nobody loved the signature style. You get the power to optimize your camera, and how many times you get the chance to do that. But anyway, maybe people are shy at the moment. Why don't we continue our conversation?
Absolutely.
So I think Anuj, definitely we've spoken about performance, optimization from an AI perspective, from a power perspective, performance perspective. But I believe the 8350 Extreme is going beyond that, right? You spoke about 4nm, which helped us optimize the battery
Absolutely,
performance, so that we are today the DxO Mark's #1 phone in terms of battery performance, right? But what about imaging, ISPs, and maybe other aspects of the...
I think let everyone actually go and experience the camera capabilities of the phone, right?
Yeah.
So I just got the phone when I came, right? So that's when we click a selfie. It was really awesome, right?
Yes.
So I think when it comes to the overall chipset performance, it's just not only about a gaming aspect of it or an AI point of it. When we are working on these processors, we are actually completely optimizing the best performance experience, so as end users, can really enjoy, the overall smartphone, right? Because we all understand, right? Chipsets are like a heart of the technology, right? So they have been really optimized.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to the overall camera experience, you talked about the Sony lens which has been added to it, right?
Yes.
The 50 plus 50 megapixel camera experience, right?
Yes.
It's going to be flawless, right? I also love one of the interesting features, right? Because I certainly use that feature, right, of scanning documents sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So the Adobe feature,
It's integrated in the camera.
Yes. So I'm sure when you guys are traveling or something like that, right? Like maybe you show the notes, right? But maybe if you're not using a phone, you don't have to take any more of the notes, right? And friends here, right? And similarly for the conversion of the documents too.
Absolutely. So incredible set of features in this, Anuj, and I think I really thank you for the partnership. I think we've been able to, like I said, in this product we've been able to go all out across multiple aspects. I spoke about them in detail here, but if I just have to summarize the top 5 for everyone here, of course we've taken a big leap in terms of our camera. It's just not the hardware. It's a 50 megapixel plus 50 megapixel plus a 50x telephoto plus a 50x selfie camera. That's the hardware. So a 50 quad in some ways, but it also comes with Pantone validation for colors and skin tones on the camera. It's got a Sony Lydia 700C sensor. It's got incredible ISP performance from the 350 Extreme, and it's got absolutely incredible Moto AI features that I spent a lot of time on, by the way. It's not just
Why do we call it as Moto 60 Pro AI? So many AI features were there, right? In the phone?
Yeah. No, I think let that be.
Okay, there's another surprise.
But yeah, I mean, you've got tons of AI features in the camera segment, the capture bucket, which you really would love and see the output on, right? So and also on the video perspective, which is one out of that. The second one, of course, is our ability to really give you such an advanced set of AI experiences, which are not just mimics or gimmicks, right? I mean, these are really useful features. I hope you guys agree with me. But the features that I spoke about in the assist, in the capture, in the create, all 3 buckets are what will add value to the consumer's life and to their experiences. And of course, we've got an incredible flagship grade display. We've got an incredible battery, incredible performance, and incredible durability.
It's really incredible. One more point, related to gaming here, right? So because you have upgraded from 50 to 60, I'm so happy, right?
Yes.
With the upgrade, naturally, right? But also that, when it comes to the overall gaming performance, right? When you are at the peak of playing any games, right? So that's also been evaluated that we are 25% better than our competition. So that's also an advantage you would get. I'm sure once Vijay is sending those upgrades, right, it's going to be bringing out all those kind of interesting gaming experiences as well.
Absolutely. So great. Yeah.
Does it support hardware level ray tracing as well?
For that we'll have
Vijay,
to.
we might have to come back on that.
Back on that. Yeah.
But we'll note that point. So Lakshay or Gagan, can you just take a note of that? We'll come back to you on that. Sorry. But any other comments? Any other things? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that feature next move.
Yes.
Now, what happens is that over a period of time, what I've realized is that there are a lot of features which the data or the behavior is stored in the phone, and when you move to the next device, it's like you're starting from the scratch again.
Right.
So if somebody is on the same ecosystem after 3 years or 2 years buying a new phone from Motorola, will that learning from that particular device will move to another device?
I would request.
Sorry.
Oh wow,
that's a nice feature, right?
That's Moto.
That's a very good question. I think I should have covered my segment, but because now we have given a Moto AI account, In that account, it understands your behavior, all the experience what you're doing it. And when you're migrating from one motor device to another motor device having the same AI account, it will collect all this experience and the behavior of your things, and you don't have to start from scratch zero. If you're using the same motor AI account from one device to another device, that's one thing. So you have to be very careful with your motor account password as well.
Thank you.
So probably the point is to keep Moto as always, right? Upgrade from 50 to 60 and keeps on growing that, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. With that, I think we are done here. But we'd like to invite Narasimhan and Vijay also on stage. If there are any more questions, please feel free to ask guys. Why don't you guys join us? Yeah. Well, thank you, Anuj.
Thank you so much.
for the
Thank you so much. Great partnership. Great idea. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anuj.
Thanks, lovely audience. Thank you.
Thank you.